Topic is listening skills enhancement 2.0. Before, we used to have two listening skills enhancement classes. So we've used those two into one, which brings us to this listening skills enhancement version 2.0. So listening skills enhancement is the only lecture intended to enhance your listening skills, as the name implies. So basically, we want to not only acquire skills necessary for listening in the IELTS, particularly, the reason why we're all here, but also to enhance them further once we acquire them. So from this point forward, our goal is not only to just acquire the information that we're about to learn today, but to further enhance them through constant practice. Okay? So we need to enhance those skills. This is the only lecture indicated for the listening exam. So there will be no more, even vocab, grammar, there's no use of those minor lectures in the listening exam. What are the other supplemental lectures pertaining to the listening exam though? Actually, we have three, and those are your three accent classes, namely your American, British, and Australian accent, which are conducted by Ma'am Shannon or either posted as a replay. So you will know later why it is definitely going to be an essential, an integral part of your listening preparation to attend those accent classes. So, this is the only major lecture in listening. This is a major lecture, but this is the shortest. Like, I can talk for like 3 hours, but it will not be related to the lecture anymore. It could, just make things more blurry. So, by the time it gets to 11 o'clock, I think we're done. So, this is the shortest major lecture. But we will make sure that every minute counts. Okay? Another will be reading. So tomorrow reading will be our topic. So let's take a break from writing muna. Because writing is really bloody. Okay? So listening, this is the most chill. This is the most laid back major lecture. Basically, the reason is listening is the easiest test in the exam. So I want to highlight that section, what I just said. Because some people will curse me, no? They will be cursing me through their minds. Ano mo, madali lang sa'yo, sa amin hindi. Actually, I've taken IELTS, I've taken MEP, and I'll tell you this, I suck at listening too. In my Michigan English test, I got almost perfect scores in writing and reading. But my listening score was the lowest. So lahat yon naka B1 category, yung naka C, yung listening. Diba? So, can you imagine my boss's reaction? Like, you did everything great except listening. Yeah, I hate listening. That's
3.5 in listening, but every day you speak English.
Yes.
Yeah, but in listening, I don't know, I was lost.
Actually, there will be different methods of test-taking strategies you will understand later as we progress towards the end of the discussion. Why we can listen, like I can listen to you, I can listen to Flower, I can listen to every one of you guys. I can listen to the problems of my friends, no matter how repetitive their problems are. Naniniloko kasi niya ako, di ba? Yeah. We will listen to them. They're our friends in the end. But listening in the IELTS context is a different game. It simply is different. Like, have you tried playing Super Mario? And have you tried playing a racing game? Have you tried playing a mobile game? Have you tried playing a role-playing game? They're all different. They require different skills. That's why we have different lectures intended for them. And listening is no different from them. You will be requiring certain skills intended for it specifically. So that's the first thing you need to understand. Listening is different. Listening is actually the easiest out of the four. So you have you have four tests in your exam, listening, reading, writing, that goes in that particular order. You call it the written component. So whether you take the pen and paper based test or the computer delivered exam, it doesn't matter. You will hear me say written component regardless of whether you take it via computer or pen and paper because it just stuck, no? But the thing is, it's the same. Basically, the progression of the test follows that path. Listening comes first, reading follows it, writing comes last. And you probably would understand it in your perspective too, that when you do things at the beginning, let's say you woke up at 8 o'clock, you woke up at 9, you woke up at 10, and you will do something in the morning. You're more energetic, you feel refreshed, you just got your breakfast, you sipped your coffee. So you're basically at your peak. You're at your peak, you're at your best shape. But all those activities that you will do will pile up. And by the afternoon, by nighttime, you'll feel tired. That's the reason why IELTS is difficult compared to the other English exams. Because they put the easier exams at the beginning and they put the difficult exams last, where you needed most of your peak, which isn't there anymore since you already wasted your energy, your effort, your time. Not wasted though, not necessarily wasting them kasi ginamit mo siya on a required test. But if you understand the context of boxing or any mixed martial arts, like taekwondo man yan, kickboxing, muay thai, judo, whatever type of martial arts, coaches will always tell us to jab, no? Because those short strikes will pile up. Kakati din yun, sasakit din yun eventually. Because of the quantity of those damage that you accumulated. And that's the reason why IELTS is difficult. Listening is easy, but it will jab you in the face. Reading is manageable. Again, I'm not saying it's easy, I'm not saying it's manageable, but it gives you a right hook in the face. And writing is the uppercut. Okay? Speaking is when you're already down, your opponent still punches you. That's how we can compare it to the UFC analogy. No? So, but listening is still easy. It's still the easiest out of the four. Getting a 7 in this exam is actually attainable since we have a data. Kasi ayoko nagsasabi ng mga bagay na walang basihan. Our data shows that Filipino test takers, despite more than 70% not enrolled in any review centers like Niner or even our competitors, kasi nasa more than 60% ng shares ng reviewees sa amin eh. So about 10 to 14% ng reviewees, 80,000 of them, probably nasa 10,000 students sa amin. So others will be enrolling in different types or could probably be practicing on their own. But the key is very simple. Despite majority not being enrolled in any review centers, despite the lack of preparation, 7 is our median score in the Philippines. 7. So no preparation. Like I asked Flower here today, Flower, mag-exam ka ng listening. Chances of him getting 7 is very high. That's what I want to tell you. Any single one of us here can get a 7 because of that data. So meaning, of course, may naka-9 dyan, may naka-8, may mga naka-6, may naka-5, but the key is very simple. 7 is the average. And it is attainable. 9 is possible in listening. So if you are a candidate who's probably looking for an overall band score, Sino dito ang aalis ng bansa at ang hanap lang po nila ay overall band score? OBS. Ibig sabihin, wala tayong pakialam kung ano ang score mo sa ibang category. Basta pag pinagsama-sama silang lahat, ang kakalabasan ay yung certain band na to. Meron po ba? Ikaw, sir? Ilan?
5, sir.
5. Ako, hindi naman. Okay, so 5. 6. 6.5. So here's the thing. Let's do the math. When you say OBS or the overall band score, iba-iba kasi ang alam natin dyan eh. Pag Canada, CLB ang tawag dyan, or Canadian Language Band. Kapag Europe naman, sa UK ka pupunta, sa Ireland ka pupunta, CEFR ang tawag nila doon. No? Pero, we call it OBS or overall band score, which means you add them together, listening, reading, writing, speaking. Let's say, naka 7 ka sa listening, average. Okay? Naka 6 ka sa reading, that's pretty average. Hindi ka masyadong nagpa-practice ng writing, hindi ka nagpapa-coach. Naka-tig 5 ka sa writing and speaking. You add them together, you still get 6. Wow. What do you think was the reason why your score was still 6 despite 2 of your tests getting 5? Ano yung umatak? Pataas. Yung listening. Bakit? Kasi naka 7 siya. At yung 7 ay madalas nangyayari. That's very average. It's common. Common.
Sa ang nakalagay po sa akin, basta wala daw 5.
Ayun. So merong disclaimer. An overall band score of 6 without anything lower than 5.5. So you need to read the fine print ha. Basahin nyo yung mga requirements nyo kasi may mga ganun eh. No, pakibasa din kung anong module. So you will be asking me, sir, what's the difference? We have the academic module, we have the general training module, we have the UKVI, we have the life skills visa. No, may mga iba-iba siyang version. So you have to ask yourself, you have to confirm kung ano talaga ang kailangan. Nakuha po? Malinaw? Okay. So naturally, pag nag-take ka ng exam at hindi yun yung grade na nakuha mo, you have to take it. Let's say, ang overall band score mo 7. Kailangan mo 6, MA 4 ka. Patay pa rin eh. Kasi naka-9 ka sa listening, overinflated yung isang exam, sobrang baba naman ng isa. So that's the only concern we have kung may disclaimer na gano'n. Okay? That's how the overall band score works. Sa CLB naman, kapag Canadian Language Band, meron siyang equivalent eh. Pag CLB 5, ang overall band score mo nun is 5 without any grade lower than 4.5. So meron din siyang ganung fine print. So you need to read that. Mag-research kayo kasi kanya-kanya tayo ng requirement eh.
Sir,
Paiba.
ano po ba yung mga parang coverage?
Ha? Tingin niya?
Ito po yung mga conditions ko po, sir.
O, condition. Ayun nga yun. IELTS Academic 6, Pearson PTE 50, TOEFL IBT 64. Si TOEFL, yan yung pinakawala kong idea na exam. Si Cambridge B2, C1, C2, yan yung mga exam na may CEFR equivalent. Halimbawa, nag-take ako ng MET. Tapos, ang score ko dun ay B1. So, dahil B2 ang pinaka mataas, C1, C2, B2, B1 ako, pasok ako dyan. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, pwede kong pumasok doon. Yun lang yan. Pero nakalagay naman IELTS 6, okay na yan. Okay. Yun lang yung option mo kung gusto mo mag-take ng ibang test na hindi IELTS. Kasi kung tatanungin nyo ako, mas madali ang ibang exam. Mas madali si PTE, mas madali si CELPIP, KL, CELBAN, yung pang-Canada lang. Mas madali yung MET. Si IELTS ang pinakamahirap sa kanilang lahat. And nagtataka ako, ba't nandito pa kayo?
Ayun nga po, di ba po siya tinatanggap sa university?
Yun lang. Kasi si IELTS, siya yung pinakaunang exam. Siya yung universal, kumbaga.
Ayoko din talaga.
True.
Mahirap.
True. May na-encounter na ako before, international school, sa Japan Japan na to. Kailangan pa niya ng IELTS. Di ba?
So, isipin dapat ang homegrown
True. Dahil international school yon, ni-require ng IELTS yung exchange student nila. So you have to confirm it sa university na pupuntahan mo. Lagi. Siya kasi yung kauna-unahan eh. So dahil matagal na siyang na-establish, meron na siyang dito, reputasyon, no? Na yung mga yan, optional yan. Pero si IELTS, yan mananaig. Pwede mo yung gamitin sa lahat ng bansa. Kahit saan ka pumunta, may option ka. Hindi pwedeng, pag nag-PTE ka, tatanggapin ka lang sa Australia, tatanggapin ka sa US, pero hindi ka tatanggapin sa UK. Kasi OET naman ang tinatanggap nila doon. Nag-OET ka naman, di ka naman tatanggapin sa US, di ka tatanggapin sa Canada dahil wala naman silang ganong requirement. No? Si IELTS is the universal exam. So yun. Madali si listening. Out of the other tests in the IELTS. But in terms of difficulty level, madali pa rin yung ibang exam kay IELTS. Ano? So if you're looking for an overall band score, you have to pump your listening skills score. Your listening score. You have to pump it up. But if you're looking for, let's say, overall band score, pero may mga ganitong disclaimer, all of those tests need to be equally given your effort. Lahat sila, hindi lang isa. Kasi baka mataas si listening, 9. 4.5 naman si reading. Eh, dapat wala daw bababa sa 5. Hindi ka pa rin pasok doon. Sayang, di ba? So you have to understand the scenario. Questions? Wala? Sure? Okay. Now, your exam is divided into 4 sections. In the past, maririnig mo sa script, Section 1, Section 2, Section 3, Section 4. Ngayon, binago na yan. 2018 nila yung binago to be exact. 2020, nung pandemic, January 2020. Hindi pa nagpa-pandemic, January pa lang nun. So, binago nila, instead of section, part na maririnig. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4. So, you have 40 items. 40 minutes is only applicable for the pen and paper based. So, don't get me wrong here. This is only for the pen and paper based. So, 30 minutes, this will be true for both pen and paper and computer delivered exam. 30 minutes for you to listen the recording as you answer questions. So once again, listening requires multitasking. You will be listening to the audio. If you do it through the computer delivered means, you have your headphones individually given to you. So buong-buo ang tunog niyan. Kaya tataka ko bakit ang dami pang bumabagsak sa listening na lang eh. Nakatutok na sa tenga mo eh. Yung sabon, yung pa nakuha. Diba? So, talagang nandito na yun. Injected na sa ears mo directly. Unlike before, ang dami nating nagiging concern sa listening because yung mga audio quality ng mga testing center, iba-iba. So, kapag nag-exam ka sa Kabanatuan, hindi okay ang quality. Pag nag-exam ka sa Pampanga, maganda ang quality. Talaga nagpapasahan ito. Sa Manila, it varies. So, nag-exam ako sa Crown Plaza. Ang lalaki ng speaker, as in giant-ass speakers. Gigantic-ass speakers. Huge-ass speakers. Talagang malaki. Sakop buo yun. But because carpeted yung floor, carpeted din ang wall, napakataas ng ceiling, tendency ng sound is ma-absorb. So parang mahina pa rin siya kahit talagang malakas na. So yung tendency mong pumasa, nakabase sa kung saan ka nakapwesto. Kung medyo malapit ka sa speaker, swerte ko, nasa likod ako, pero hindi yung speaker. Diba? So talagang dinig na dinig ko siya. Kumakabog talaga. No? But in our case today, you're very lucky because now you have headphones, individual through your PCs. So, kaya mo pang i-manipulate yung volume, no? So 30 minutes to listen while you answer is true for both computer-based and pen and paper exams. Etong 10 minutes na to, this is only applicable for the pen and paper-based test takers. Pen and paper-based. So, bakit may ganyan sila? Bakit yung mga pen and paper-based, they are given this advantage of having 10 minutes. What is this 10 minutes for? This is for them to transfer their answers to a separate answer sheet. So literally, they have an answer sheet, orange in color, sharing the reading answer sheet as well, where they have to fill it out one by one. If your answer number 1 is tomato, you will be writing tomato on item number 1 on your answer sheet. That's how it goes. So 10 minutes is given because oftentimes you need to make sure your handwriting is readable. Because if it can't be read, if it's difficult to be read, examiners wouldn't care about it and they will give you an incorrect answer already. So that's why 10 minutes we carefully transfer answers. Again, this is for the pen and paper based. But for computer based, why aren't we allowed to do this? Why aren't we given the same opportunity? Well, because during this 30 minutes of listening, you're already interacting to your monitor where you key in your answers, where you type your answers there. And they are automatically uploaded to a virtual answer sheet. So instead of being given 10 minutes for you to transfer one by one your answers, one by one, you're only given 2 minutes. And this is not for you to transfer, this is only for you to check. Okay, all my answers are complete. I have a missing answer for item 17 and I have missing answer for item number 22. 2 minutes, I can use that time to fill them out. Check if you have missed any. So that is what the 2 minutes is for. Again, this is unfair. You will be crying, unfair! True, that's unfair. But if you can understand why you have a much shorter time, not for you to transfer, because automatically uploaded into virtual answer sheet, what more can you ask for? 2 minutes will be enough because this will be used only for checking. Okay? So, both exams have their own advantages. Advantage ng computer-based exam, yung speed ng results. After full 24 hours, nag-exam ka ng Sabado, Linggo ng hapon, may results na. Di ba? That's how fast the computer-based exam is. For pen and paper-based, you have to count 15 days. Nag-exam ka ng September 1, September 16, palalabas ang results. So the agony, no? The waiting game is very long, painfully long, which could, ruin your mental health already. So, that's the advantage of either. Kay pen and paper based naman, see the advantage of pen and paper based? You can write down your answers as you listen. Parang dinidikta. Sabi nung isang estudyante, nagtanong, Sir, baka pwede kong ipilit itong akin. Kasi ang mga estudyante mapilit, di ba? Nakailan ba kami sa listening exam? 8.5. Okay? Yun yung scores namin. Sabi niya, Sir, what if? Allowed naman po kasi eh. Okay? Don't get me wrong, allowed naman po. Humingi ng scratch paper. Allowed. Humingi ng scratch paper. What if, habang nagle-listen ako, hindi ako nagtatype, at sinusulat ko sa paper yung answers. Again po, makinig mabuti ha. Gusto ko lang po makita nyo, maisip nyo to, ma-imagine nyo to. Nakikinig ka, computer-based, may hawak ka ng papel, write down ka ng notes. Nakukuha, susulat ka. What if ganun po yung gawin ko? Kasi sir, ang hirap sabayan nung listening. Mas mabilis kasi siyang isulat. Tama ba? Oh, tama, totoo! Totoo, mas mabilis. Isipin mo, isusulat mo yung tomato versus type mo yung tomato, hanapin mo yung T-O-M-A-T-O. Nakukuha? Are you getting the point? So, sabi nung estudyante, sir, baka pwede ko yung gawin. Nasa biyahe ko noon, galing akong Manila, pauwi ako ng Nueva Ecija, sumakay ako ng bus. Kasi yung family ng wife ko, gusto pa nilang maglibot, ayoko na maglibot. Sabi ko, bahala kayo dyan, uwi na ako mag-isa, mag-commute ako. Pag ayoko, hindi nyo pwedeng pilitin. So, lahat sila siguro, 14 sila doon, nagpunta sila ng kung saan-saan, ayoko. So, umuwi ako, talagang 30 minutes ng biyahe, tinatype ko talaga, nagigigil ako sa estudyante. Kasi ang kukulit, ang titigas ang ulo. Kasi pwede nyo namang ipilit pwede nyo po bang ipilit? pwede nyo pong ipilit, totoo. Pwede nyo pag-eksperimentuhan yung sarili yung exam. Pero isipin nyo to. Isipin nyo lang. Exam ko, ngayon. Instead na nagta-type ako directly sa PC ng answers ko, which is what is intended. Which is what should happen. Ang ginawa ko, kakaiba. Nagsulat ako. Mas madali eh. Yun ang trip ko eh. Ba't mo ako pipigilan? Trip mo yan. Go. Diba? Trip mo yan. Pera mo yan. Ikaw nagbayad ng exam mo. Hindi naman sa amin galing yan eh. Gawin mo. Try mo lang. O kahit mock, try mo. Ngayon, nakompleto mo yung 40 answers. Sa papel. Binigyan ka ng 2 minutes. Lahat ng sagot mo ngayon doon. Lahat ng sagot. Hindi mo siya itatype isa-isa eh. Papunta doon sa virtual answer sheet. Babalikan mo yon per page. At doon mo itatype sa test booklet lahat ng sagot before it gets uploaded to the answer sheet. Sabi ko, sige, naka 8.5 kami sa exam. Si Sir Irvin naka 9. Bayaran mo ako ng kalahating milyon. Ito yung 14 sagot. Kumpleto. Ililipat ko siya isa-isa. Hindi ko kaya. 2 minutes. Timer natin ngayon. Gawin ko. Hindi kaya. It's physically impossible. Again, unless someone can do it, sa dami ng bilyong tao sa mundo, merong isang kayang gawin yon. Siguro naman, merong kayang gumawa nun. Tanong, ikaw ba yun? That's the question. At ang tanong, handa ka bang pag-eksperimentohan yung 14 mil mo? That's the real deal. So you have to ask yourself, yung exam, it is intended to be taken via computer. So kung talagang pilit na pilit ka, gustong-gusto mong magsulat, bakit hindi ka mag-pen and paper base? Pwede naman. Hindi ka naman namin pinipigilan. This is an option. If you really find it easier to write using the pencil and paper as you listen, then why not try it? Why don't you do it? Diba? Noon yun ginagawa, wala namang option ng computer eh. Are you getting the point? Libo-libong estudyante siguro. Sa ngayon, sa 7,000 students na naturuan namin, wala pang 1,000 ang nakapag-computer-based exam. Dahil 2023 lang yan na-establish dito sa Kabanatuan. Nag-start ang computer-based exam 2018. At piling-pili lang po ang mga nag-exam. 2022 lang siya na-rolyo sa buong Pilipinas. Pen and paper based. Diba? Kami, pen and paper based. But kung kating-kati ka mag-notes, pwede naman. Pen and paper based, pwede naman. Diba? Nakuha po, again, it's up to you. Nasa sa'yo. We're giving you information. In the end, ikaw pa rin masusunod. Ikaw ang bahala. Okay po? Okay. Ikaw na po mag-isip. Please. Hindi na po kami mag-iisip para sa'yo. Ikaw yan. Sarili mo yan. Pag-isipan mo. Ano bang nararapat sa'yo? No? Okay. But both exams will be played once only. There will be no repeat. Ano ulit yun? Hindi ko narinig. Sa pa nga. May ganun ba? Wala. So whatever you miss, it's gone. It's gone forever. Okay? Whatever you miss, it's gone forever. So you have to listen intently. Listen with this intention of acquiring the answers. Follow the example. This is important later. And please don't fall asleep. Maganda po yung mga boses nila. You'll hear 2 students talking about Ganon. No? So listen to those carefully. Malakas pa ba yung audio ko? Mahina. Check. Ayan, lakasan natin. Check mic. Alright, mas malakas na. So, for the pen and paper base exam, we have colored papers. Pink po ang ating test booklet. At orange naman yung ating answer sheet. So, ang ginagawa nating daya before, totoo, madaya po kami. Siyempre, gusto mo, pumasa. Turuan ko yung mga cheats, di ba? Turuan ko mga tips. Mga technique. Ang exam, ganito po itsura. Ganyan po yung itsura ng pen and paper based exam. Diba? Sabi mo, liit naman. Liit pala no? Diba? So sa mga malalabo ang mata, reklamo nila yung maliliit yung letters. Kaya kapag book kayo ng exam, doon sa booking page pa lang, may option doon. Extra large text. Malalaki talaga. Ganyan kalalaki. Oh. Option na yun eh. Ba't di nyo samantalahin? Diba? Kung nahihirapan ka magbasa sa maliliit, ba't di mo palaki na? Pwede naman. Clear? Okay. Excuse me. So answers for items 1 to 20 on the left, 21 to 40 on the right. Be careful. The listening and reading answer sheets are very identical. Ito po yung appearance. So 1 to 20 is on the left, 21 to 40 is on the right. This section, gawin nating light blue para maganda yung contrast. Ito pong section na yan, never ever write anything here sa green sections na yan. Minamarkahan kasi yan ng iyong examiner. Kapag tama, check. Mamark niya dito. Huh? Ikaw naman si Raulo. Tama ako to lahat, no? Oh. Mababan ka po sa pag-i-exam pag sinulatan mo yan. So kung gusto mong maban, walang problema. It's up to you. So don't do that if you want to pass. Or if you want to get banned, sulatan mo yan. Ganun lang naman kasimple. Again, I'm giving you options. Ikaw pa rin ang masusunod. Ano? Gusto mong sulatan? Gusto mong maban? Wala pa nababan sa mga estudyante ni Sir Kevin. Kasi parang imposibleng maka-achieve ako ng 8 sa writing. So, para iba naman yung legacy ko. 7,000 students, may isa nang naban. O, diba? Para maiba naman. Ako yun, diba? O, kung trip mo, yan, sulatan mo. Pwede naman po eh. Okay? So, may mga indicators naman dyan, dito Marker use only. Sabing marker use only, si marker, siya po si examiner. So, ang tawag sa kanya, pag nag-check na siya, si marker. Okay? Tapos, i-feed po yan sa machine. Papakain yan sa machine, sa Scantron. Paglabas niyan, band score na. Ang galing na? Okay. So, dalawang examiner mag-check. So, check muna yung examiner 1, tapos check ng examiner 2, check pa ng machine. Ganun din po sa computer-based exam. Check ng examiner 1, check ng examiner 2, check ng machine. Tatlong layer. Kaya kahit magpa-recheck ka pa, after your exam, kung listening o reading ang palyado, wala na po tayong magagawa. Kay writing and speaking, marami tayong success stories. Meron nga ako, naka 6 sa speaking, 7 ang kailangan, sumugal, naging 7.5 pa. Oh. Diba? Meron akong isa sa writing, 7, naka 8 pa. Oh, after recheck. Sugal. Sa recheck kasi, pag writing and speaking, chances of you getting high score, a higher score, is 50-50. Dalawa lang kasi yan eh. Either tataas o magre-retain. Wala pong bumababa. So, okay bang sugal yan? Ganito lang yan eh. Parang palit-pato. Yun nga lang, hindi na babalik yung pera mo. Kung retain. So, kung 6 ka, nagpa-remark ka, retain, kanila na yung pera. Kapag nagpa-remark ka, tumaas, babalik pa nila sa iyo yung pera. Sarap, di ba? Kaya ang buhay nasa remark, kaya mga pasado dyan, magpa-remark kayo kung nga rin, kayong pera sa misis nyo. Mahal eh, kaya ako nang pang-remark. Pero pasado ko na talaga. Bumalik yung pera. Bulsa mo na yun. Kuha, tutulungan ko yung mga tips dito, ha? Okay? Paano gusto nyo magkapera? Kasi, ekonomiya natin, di ba? Kailangan natin kumita. Clear po. So, yun po, si pen and paper based exam. Which I know, konti na lang pong interesado dito, hindi na po masyadong patok pong exam na to. Kasi nga, again, matagal. By 15 araw, ang bibilang, kalahating buwan, ang bibilangin mo bago lumabas yung resulta. Tapos bagsak ka lang din naman pala. Diba? O, maghintay ka pa. Hindi ka pa nagkatulog. Nagutom ka pa. Nangayayat ka pa. Sabi ng mga kaibigan mo, natibig ka ba? Nagkasyabu ka ba? Pumayat ka eh. May tipos ka ba? Talagang hupak na hupak ka na. Dahil nga kakaantay ng result, tapos bagsak ka ng hupak. matagal, no? So yun po ang disadvantage ng pen and paper based exam. Eh, paano naman po yung computer? Sino po magko-computer based exam dito? Talagang nag-made up na kayo ng mind yun, talagang computer based ako. Computer based na kayo. May nag-iisip ako ng pen and paper based. Kasi again pen and paper based, yun ang advantage yun. Pwede ka mag-notes. Oh, yun ang advantage, no? Yun nga lang, sa writing, yun ang disadvantage, no? Ang hirap mag-edit. Sipin mo nga, ni-edit mo sa computer na backspace, kung buong sentence yun, sa pen and paper based, buong sentence mong buburahin yun. Kailangan mong lagyan yun ng panibagong idea, which is difficult to do. Mahirap yung adjust, eh.
That was in computer.
Oh.
But I didn't value my last items.
You can try pen and paper based if you want.
Listening, you have to do multiple stuff. You have to listen, you have to type,
Mm-hmm.
and you lost what they are.
Try pen and paper based. Try pen and paper based. Even in writing, pen and paper based. Kasi yung speaking naman ng pen and paper based, the only problem, yung speaking ng pen and paper based, may kausap ka talaga. May interview. Kapag computer based, Zoom lang. No? Eh, minsan pag Zoom, lakas ang loob natin. Ano sutukan tayo dito. Naka pala eh. Pero pagkaharap mo na, diba, medyo may konting kabado, no? Hello. You look good today. So, I've told you everything you need to know about listening in terms of pen and paper based, which is only a minority of you will be thinking to take. Konti lang yun. Handful, no? Hundreds nga lang ata sa buong Pilipinas na nagtitake nun eh. Dito sa Kabanatuan, by schedule yun, 3 beses lang sa isang taon nagaganap ang pen and paper based. So, schedule niyan, hanapan punuan talaga. So, sa Manila na po tayo mag-exam. Manila or Baguio if you want Baguio. But, if there's any single one of you thinking, saan ako mag-exam, wag po kayo mag-exam sa Baguio. Okay? May nagtanong na sa dati, Sir, bakit po? Basta. Yun lang po pwede kong sabihin. Basta. Kung naniniwala ka sa akin, huwag kang mag-exam sa Baguio ng IELTS.
Sa Baguio ako.
Basta huwag kang mag-exam sa Baguio.
Ano ko talaga magbalik.
Kaya nga,
Yun lang ang time. Pero hindi ko pa alam yung 9 years old. Basta sinabi lang mo alam.
like any single one of you will ask me, Sir, exam ako sa Baguio. Bakit? Lagi ko sasabihin na. I forgot, meron nga parang tradition dito na bawal mag-exam sa Baguio. Ito yan. Compare natin ha. One student, same student, virtually 15 days difference. Nag-exam sa Baguio, nag-exam sa Cabanatuan, napakalaki ng differential ng score. Like, 5 sa speaking, 7.5 sa speaking. Baguio, Cabanatuan. Same exam, different locations. Why? I don't know. Just don't take the exams in Baguio. That's it. Okay? Sabi, ano kaya meron doon? Subukan ko nga. Again, ikaw ang bahala. Nasa sa'yo yun. I'm just telling you, don't take the test in Baguio. Don't write on this portion if you want to pass the test. Simply put. Okay. May questions po mga nasa Zoom? Aryan, Ayla, Michiko, and Mirna, do you have questions? Mirna, di pa ata nakikita ng personal to eh. Taga dyan lang naman, ano? Okay. So what's the difference between the pen and paper based and computer delivered exam? So we have a video here that will showcase their difference. Stop ko muna yung recording for now dahil mag-share na tayo ng